Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing this morning? And when I say morning, it really is morning. It is 2:30 a.m. As you know, let's see if I can brighten things up. As you know, I had my floors done yesterday. I am so exhausted. I mean, just right now, I'm still exhausted. But I went to bed and I did take a nap. I slept for maybe about 3 or 4 hours. And now I'm back up again because I got hungry, which I still haven't eaten. I just ate a piece of peppermint. But I was outside all day, y'all. I thought they were never gonna finish. I think they finally wrapped things up about 4 or 4:30. And so the guy had told me they are coming at 8 o'clock in the morning. And true to their word, they was pretty close to 8 o'clock, maybe about 10 after 8 they came. But I was up and fully dressed. And already I cannot really sleep, okay? And so I was so tired yesterday. But I talked to my daughter and I talked to my sister, and I was trying to show them in real time how this thing looked. But I cleaned up a lot of it, y'all. But I am going to show you what's going on right now. Look at this. All of this. Things are so out of order. And I put away stuff, put away and put away and put away. They turned that light on, I don't know why, and just left it on, because I never, ever have that light on over there. My daughter gave me that lamp. I don't know if I'm doing it right. But over here, and I started sweeping. As you can see, I started sweeping because the trash came in from the outside. There's my vacuum cleaner. And there's my, empty Curio. Curio is empty. That's my bag of bottles that are back in here, bottles on the floor. And the workers, they had the nerve to leave their stuff in here, y'all. And so I got a lot of stuff to put away. This is how they did it. There's two heaters right here and two heaters sitting here on the table. Don't get me wrong, I love my floor. See my floor? I'm loving it. And once I get it together, it's gonna, it already looks roomier, with that dirty carpet out of here. And in here is all the stuff that goes in there, plus some other stuff. This goes in the bathroom, or is it the bedroom? There's three of these things. I don't know which one goes where. And another one goes in, it's around here somewhere. So I'll give you a sneak peek in here. I don't think they broke anything. Not that I could tell, but one time it sounded like they had broke something. See this? I hope I'm getting a good visual. I have no idea what's in that box over there on the table. This is the kitchen. That's the water down there. That's my stool that goes over here. I got a stool. This stool actually goes under here. And this is the one that I tell you, I move so much stuff myself, and I'm doing it all myself, which I'm taking my own time. Now look where they put my hourglass. Can you believe they put my hourglass there? Now this is a bottle that they left here. The workers left this right in my house, and then they left this right in my house. So I'm cleaning up behind them as well. I don't know what that is in the sink. Those are my grandchildren's pictures. That's the rat trap. They got that on the John Barrow sink. All this came from the top of the, some of that came from under here because I was going to throw those old pots and pans away. Old pots and pans. These are the shoes. Now, why would they put shoes in the kitchen? I don't know. I just don't know what possessed them to do that. This is a box of incontinence wear that I had. Over here, those are some cookies. My cake box. And look at that. Got a lamp on top of the fridge. The dustpan is on top of the fridge. So I got a lot of work to do ahead of myself. But I'm going to take my time, y'all. I'm not going to rush to nobody's judgment or nothing. A bag full of bags. And let me go here. These are the clothes that I had packed up before. And this box, I think, goes under here, under this bench. And I don't know where the covers and the pillows are that go to this bench. I have no idea. That stuff I was going to wash because it was on, this is bedding, some of the bedding that was on my bed. And we tied some stuff, you know, the bedding up in the sheets. Okay? Let's see, turn this light on. I'm going to make sure y'all get this good. Those are the pants I wore yesterday, the bra. I took everything off because I had water all day long. So I had to come out of it. And this is what they did in my bathroom. I don't know what smell is in here in this bathroom, but look at the sink. This is what they did to my sink and left it like that. And I come in here, apparently they must have used the toilet. I had to clean my toilet. And look at this. Now this smells. This is my mop. And this is my mop. I had packed my stuff that was in the bathroom over here in the bathtub. I didn't know they were going to be using the bathtub. Okay, so I had my bath scale. I had this. This is my little foot tub. You know, it's one of those deflatable foot, you know, lays flat, but you know you can make it lay flat to fit better. I had all that in the bathtub. And I had my bathtub scale in the bathtub. And do you know they ran water on top of my bath scale? And I had to clean my bath scale because I was afraid it wasn't going to work, you know, because it had the water in it. And so I wiped it off best I could with some paper towel. And this is what they did to my shower. I don't know how to put this back on, so I'm going to have to call maintenance. I really don't know how to put it back. I think it goes here. Yeah, I think this is where it goes. But this is what they did. They took that stuff and they did not put it back. It's like crazy, y'all. And there was so much water. As you can see, you can still see the tracking on my bathroom floor where it's dirty. And this is all this paper towels. This is what I wiped up off my floor. You can see whatever they did. I'll tell you, y'all, I got so exhausted, so frustrated, so angry. And when they took these doors off, they took all these doors off. Took these doors off, shutters, the shutter doors. They took all that off. I know you can't see in my bedroom because I ain't got no light. But just can walk to my bedroom in here. So I may show you that tomorrow if I don't clean. I don't think I'm going to clean up anymore tonight. It's just too much. And these tables, they go in my bedroom. Can you feel me, y'all? Can you feel me? Whew. And I gotta get some more rugs. I think I'm gonna roll this one up. And I had meant not to bring this chair back in here because my granddaughter wasn't able to pick it up. You know, I could have had that chair out of here, but she wanted it, and I saved it for her. And now I meant to tell them to leave it outside, that I was going to have a junk man come and get it. And then I forgot to tell them, so they ended up back in here. And what else? My drawer, for some reason or another, I don't know if you can see it, on that couch over there, that drawer will not stay closed. It's just chaos in here, y'all. Total chaos. Yeah. And as you can see, I didn't bring my plants back. I'm not going to bring them back in. I'm getting rid of the plants, except the philodendron, rhododendron, philodendron, whatever they are. The lotus, the potus plants. And I did say I was going to try that vacuum cleaner one more time before I dumped it. But I think I'm just going to throw it out because I'm going to need a different type of stuff to clean this. You know, I hope you can see the floor. It's a light color. Ooh, something flying around here. I had my hot shot. I don't know what that is. There was stuff flying in here. I already sprayed in here one time before I went and took my nap. Anyway, look at Miss Jimena. Hello there, girl. Where you shopping at? I think she's at shopping, doing Shein. I don't know. I know one thing, I ain't buying nothing. I got way too much stuff, y'all. And when you get ready to do something like what I did, you will, the full realization of just how much stuff you have hits you. Which it had hit me before, because, I was standing out the closet. But, boy, I didn't know they were going to go in the closet. I didn't know they was going to lay the flooring in the closet. Because I had taken everything else, out of this curio. Had taken, the things out that I figured they would be in the way. And so I had all this stuff left on the floor in my closet. And they took them. They had some big gray bags. Their bags were bigger than my black bags. And they took the stuff and put all this stuff. They weren't, too, they did it pretty good, because the clothes were folded up on the floor. Pants, what else? Shirts, different stuff. You know how I rode. And so I didn't have to mess with the top shelf. And then I had my crochet and a bag of a tote full of shoes on one side of the closet. And then I had the little bags that I had already packed up a long time ago over there. And then I had packed up some bags myself. And then they came in here with these great big bags. I said, oh, Lord. And so anyway, they took those in there, and I got those to put back in there. Oh, look at this now. Wait a minute, Jemima. Wait a minute now, girl. You gonna get me the shopping up in here. She said, I'm pretty sure it was she is, wait a minute. Let me see, make sure. Where's my thing? I can't find nothing, y'all. And everything is hooked up wrong. But one guy, he did hang in here. But the thing is, he hung in here because when they finally got out of here, it was quitting time for them. And one guy, I think he was really lazy. He's sort of getting paid for hardly doing nothing, But I understand, he was an older guy, I guess. And this furniture, I felt so sorry for them trying to get this furniture in and out of here. But they opened up these French doors back here. I had all of my living room furniture and the plus the table set was in the backyard. Out there with Pinky. Okay? And then it looked like to me the ugliest stuff they could find in my apartment, which is stuff in my bedroom. They put that in the front. I said, well, I'll be darned. They should have put the living room in the front. And people were coming by. They were looking like I was having a tag sale. I had one of my neighbors call me to ask. She came downstairs because I was sitting in the back. I was sitting in the backyard. She actually came over and, while I was sitting out there, she says, did they put you out? No. I said, no, I'm getting new floors. And, you'll be surprised at the people that, they think, ask you questions when they see all that. Which, I mean, is if you have a question, good. It's fine to ask, you know what I mean? And I had one guy ask me, he says, you getting new floors, huh? So he must have knew already. I said, yeah. He said, it's going to be nice. And guess what? He's the guy that with the pit bull. And I was sitting there. I said, never mind all that. This is what I'm saying to myself. Get this pit bull over here. And the pit bull went over there and lifted his leg. You already know what he did. I said, oh, wow, what a day all around grandma's having. And so I sat in the back for a while. And then one of the maintenance guys told me I could go over there in the building, sit in the community room if I wanted to. And I started to do that. And then I said, I can't walk way over there because my back was hurting. My scooter he parked my scooter on the porch. And then they had another put stuff on top of my scooter. I said, it's been a long time since I moved, but why would you do that? And that, the big tall corn plant that I have sitting over here is still on the porch, which I'm going to get rid of it. I feel bad, but I got to do it. Because, my house feels so much better, open up like this. As a matter of fact, I said, even taking all that stuff out of this curio here, this thing here, it makes the house seem less clutter. And I noticed that when I took all that stuff out, I said, it seems less clutter now, even with just doing that. And they got my sneakers. You seen over here on the table, they got a pair of my sneakers that I wear a lot, those Skechers, because my feet are swollen all the time. And they got that sitting on the table. Why not if you don't know where something belongs, the sneakers don't belong on the table, put them on the floor. These were amateurs, y'all. I'm telling you, I don't think I got a lot of stuff. I got to take that picture away, even though I had that picture for so long. But the glass is shattered. It's been shattered. Usually sitting over here. You've probably never seen it before. But it's a nice picture in there, Let me see if I can show it to you. Hold on a minute, y'all. I ain't going nowhere but right there. You can hold on for 2 seconds. Okay, thank you. I'm coming back. See, it's all cracked. See, it's a lady. See that? I don't know how well that's showing up. It's really, it's a mess because it's shattered. But I still might try to, let's see. I might still try to keep the picture. But the frame been shattered, so they didn't do that. I can't blame that on them. I definitely can't blame that on them. And I still, like I said, I still got some stuff out there on the porch. And I got a lot of work to put away. You should have seen it. Right after they left here, I did, put away some stuff. Because it was worse than this. And I slept with no sheets on the bed, y'all. That's how tired I was. I had the mattress cover on there, but I didn't have any sheets on it. I just got me some cover. The old girl was so tired. The old girl just went to sleep. I'm just waking up. And I'm kind of hungry. I'm thinking, should I try to hold off until breakfast too? Because it's going on 3 o'clock. Oh my goodness, how long have I been up here? Guess y'all say I've been jabbing a long time, which is true. It is so true. It still seems like I'm, look at this, y'all, look at that top. But I wouldn't wear that. No, my stomach, no. After having babies, you already know. No, I wouldn't wear that. Even if I didn't, I don't really care for that. First of all, the flowers are too big. For me. That's for me now. But for her, she's still young. She can get away with it just about anything. But I wouldn't wear it. And this, I don't even know what this goes to. That's why I'm holding on to it. What do it go to? I have no idea. I'll tell you, y'all. It's going to be about a week or so before I get everything back in order. And then I got to order me a mop for the floor, like a dust mop or something like that for the floor. But I'm happy so far. But they did leave some, what do you call it? Lumps and bumps in the floor. And I told the maintenance guy about it. He said, it'll wear down. And he showed me how, it does. It wears, it goes right down. And, see? Like there's one right there. A little raised tile. And you have to walk on it. He said you walk on it for a while and it just goes down. And it's these, they're not wooden, of course. These are the vinyl ones. Probably the cheapest one they could find. But they'll be all right for me. I got to get some throw rugs because in my bedroom, I got my step to step up on the bedroom. And I noticed that if I step up, I step up on it, it slides. And so I gotta get something like with this backing. See this backing? Can you see that? I need this type of backing, like a rubber backing on here. So I got my work, laid out for me at my own pace. Like they say, the world wasn't made in a day. And Rome wasn't made in a day either, y'all, just in case you didn't know. It took a while before Rome. I tell you, I'm starting to feel a little bit better since I talked to my AAG team. How y'all doing? Actually, I enjoyed being outside. And I said, because when I'm at the front, my head is going, I'm trying to see everything. I'm trying to see the cars go across the bumps. And I'm on the phone. I talked to my daughter, but my daughter was working, so I didn't talk to her that long. And then I got on there with my number one conversationalist. That's my sister. And me and her talked for about practically up until, I'll say, she said she had called me, but somehow or another I missed the call. I didn't hear my phone ringing outside, but my phone was ready because I fully charged it. I knew I was not going to be able to be in here with them while they, doing all this work. So I got my phone fully charged, and I didn't eat anything. But I had my crackers. My crackers was on the shelf, that belonged in the bedroom. And so I ate a pack of crackers. I had my water. My water was out there. I had water, and I didn't really get hungry. And I'm really not feeling that hungry now, but I feel that I should eat or either drink something. I had 2 bottles of water yesterday. That was it. Yeah, it was 2 bottles. I don't know. Maybe I'll make me a cup of coffee and hold off until breakfast. And y'all, I hope that you have a good day. Wait a minute. What is... Oh, this is... I don't know how that got in there. I was wondering what in the world was that red, because I knew I had my lipstick and stuff on top. I couldn't figure out what that was then, but now I know. And then the blue one. I don't know how this got out here though. Oh, this don't match my... I think that's their pen. Somebody else's pen. This is mine, because I had blue, purple, I think green. I don't know. It's around here somewhere. But I ain't worried about that, y'all. I'm going to go in here. I think I'm going to make me a cup of instant coffee. I'm not going to do any more workout. But sometimes, when you pass something, I notice that when I pass something and I see something that needs to be put somewhere, and then I'll go ahead and do it. I just, I got to have things, even though I'm not the best housekeeper, you already know, but I like things in their place. They have their own space that they go into. I don't know what she got on now. It don't look like she got no, oops, you missed it. Yeah, I should watch Miss Jelena. I think like I said, yeah, she was doing Shein. I haven't seen her in a while. Looked like she lost some weight. And as bad as I feel like I want to, I'm not doing it. I'm going to sit here and play some Scrabble and try to stay up until at least 5 or 5:30. My sister was talking about going to Walmart, and dumb me, here I go, let's go. Today. I said, let's go. What in the world? See, I can't find my tissue. I'm looking for my tissue. I have no idea. It might be in my bedroom. Yeah, I don't know. But that was my day, y'all. And I hope I didn't, talk you. Thank you for letting me talk into your ear. And I appreciate it because I told you yesterday I had some steam to blow, but I didn't blow it, with nobody. I just went to bed, relaxed, woke up, couldn't find, I didn't want to put those dirty clothes back on, that dirty, when you wear something all day long and you sitting around outside, the what stuff falling around from the trees. But I had this hat on. I had my hat on. I got probably have to wash that too because it was outside under the trees, and oh Lord, the bees was out there, y'all. They ain't bother me. The bees, the ants, the insects that come along with spring. They was out there, but it was a gorgeous day. Except, the wind was blowing a little bit. But I had my red coat on with me. Plus, I had on my pink sweater. Because, even though the weatherman is telling you one thing, but it feels different. Because at first, I just had on my sweater, the pink sweater that goes with this. And, well, it doesn't really go with it, but that's what I wear with sometimes. And I ended up, went back, because my clothes that were hanging up in the closet, they still were hanging up in the closet. I didn't have to worry about them taking all that out. And so I went in there, got my coat. I was outside all day until about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, y'all. Yeah. Found $5. They was cleaning, when they was doing the living room, taking the stuff out the living room, a $5 bill hit the floor. I went right over there and grabbed it. They ain't getting my $5. And so I found I got $5 out the living room. And then when I got in my bedroom, there was change on the floor. Quite a bit of change, not quite $1. I think it was more like 40-some cents. But still, I don't know how that money got there. Okay, it's my apartment. I don't share the apartment with no one. Nobody sleeps in my bed but me. I said that must be, because I have this jar that I save pennies in. I told you that before, and it's usually sitting on the floor. And I don't know, but this is silver. This is silver money that I'm finding, y'all. I'll tell you. And so I found about $5.40-some yesterday, just by moving things around. Might have been more than that, because some of them moves, I don't know. Uh-oh. You mean you just messed up? Wait a minute. I don't like that. If it was just a top. Or maybe she could wear it with some leggings. But I think she's going to wear it as a dress. I don't know. Nah, that ain't me, y'all. And on that note, I go with love. I can't even sing. Let me try that again. I go with love. And I'll see you again probably on tomorrow.